Shabbat Shalom. You know, there are those who say that the restrictions of Shabbat actually don't make it as enjoyable as it should be. You know, on Shabbat, you can't cut, you can't tear, you can't write something, you can't erase something, can't build something, can't destroy something. Why all these restrictions? Well, I would suggest in part it's designed to help us really think about our actions and the ways that we want to change our lives based on how we interact in the world in general. In this week's portion of Vayakhel Pekudei, actually a double portion, begins with the command about Shabbat. We're told that we're actually supposed to work 6 days a week. Why? Because we're supposed to be productive. We are supposed to build and create. We are supposed to engage in this world to create goodness, to build society. And then the verse continues, you're supposed to work 6 days, but then the seventh day shall be a day of rest. Now, that verse is connected to the building of the tabernacle that's taking place now in our Torah portions. And so the rabbis connected Shabbat to the building of the tabernacle, and that's where the beginning of the forbidden labors come from. And then they add on to that, the rabbis, basically anything that can create or destroy, that changes the world around us, we refrain from. See, Shabbat is a day that we become inactive. A day in which we're supposed to step back and look at the world. And to see, is the world that we have built one that we are proud of? Are there different ways that we need to build that world? And if you're only making minor changes in a life on that particular day, you may not be able to notice anything. And so we have these severe restrictions designed to change that day in a radical way that helps us to see it differently. Doesn't it take radical change sometimes to look at life differently? And only after we've changed do we see how things were before, because we got used to them. Shabbat is telling us, take time, make a radical change for a day to really reflect on life, the world around you, your own place in that world. On this Shabbat, I encourage you to do something different, to perhaps avoid doing something, eliminate something for your life for that day that is something that is so important to you that it places you in a different mindset, that you look at the world differently. It's looking at the world differently that we're going to make the changes that we need to. That's the Jewish mission. Shabbat is part of that. The rabbis tell us that Shabbat is actually 1/60th of the world to come. That is, we have a taste of what the world to come is about. On this Shabbat, I hope you taste that 1/60th of the world to come. I hope you feel it, and not only feel Shabbat, but can reflect then on how to change life when you're back engaging in life. Wishing you a Shabbat Shalom.